Hi Mr. Bao, my name is Suachian and I am from Group 5 and I also is the leader of the Group 5. Before I start the presentation today, let me say a few words about my teams. First, I have 3 more teammates. They are Mr. Elvis Tan Kai Wen, Mr. So Xijie and Mr. Jerry Sakire. And our project title is Bybit Security Incident. Now, let me start the presentation today. Okay, now, let me introduce the organization background and the scope and objective of the analysis. Now, let me talk about the organization background of the Bybit Fintech Limited first. The company Bybit Fintech Limited, which people refer to as Bybit Operator, a cryptocurrency exchange in Dubai since its 2018 inception. A rapid user base increase has propelled the platform from startup status to serve more than 60 billion traders worldwide who handle digital assets that include Bitcoin and Ethereum. After I introduce the organization background, now I will be presenting the scope and objective of our investigation into the major security incident that occurred on February 21, 2025, affecting Bybit's platform. Let's begin with incident dissection. Our first priority was to understand how the vulnerability was exploited. The attackers managed to bypass Bybit's transaction validation system by targeting weaknesses in the safe wallet's multi-signature interface. This allows unauthorized transactions to be validated and executed without proper multi-party authorization. Next, under the impact assessment, we qualify the scale of the incident. The finance loss was devastating. Approximately $1.5 billion was stolen, including 401,000 Ethereum tokens. Beyond the monetary loss, we also evaluate the reputational damage, which significantly affect user trust, as well as the operational disruption that follow the breach. Next, moving on to root cause determination, we focus on the technical weakness. Our analysis found that malicious JavaScript injection code was injected to deceive authorized signal, effectively hijacking the transaction approval process. In addition, we identify flaws in the core wallet's control measures, which fail to flag or prevent unauthorized activities. And finally, in solution development, we propose a series of actionable recommendations. This includes adopting industry standard recovery procedure, implementing stronger security control to prevent similar threats, and reinforcing the integrity of the transaction validation and wallet protection system. And the goal is to build a more resilient infrastructure to withstand future attacks. After I introduce the organization background and scope and objective, now let me present about the incident description. First, on February 21, 2025, Bybit security team discovers unusual fund transaction in its hot wallet. Initial research indicated that an illegal party has acquired assets, resulting in large-scale withdrawals. From February 21 to 22, 2025, Bybit verified the events, indicating the $1.48 billion in cryptocurrency assets, including the Ethereum ETH, Bitcoin BTC, and stablecoin, have been taken, and the exchange suspended withdrawal to avoid future outflow. From February 22 to 23, 2025, on-chain analysis platform and security express began tracing the hacker's behavior, discovering many wallet addresses associated with the vulnerability. This was speculation as to whether this was an external breach or an internal attack. From February 23 to 24, 2025, panic withdrawals increased on Bybit as customers transfer funds to other exchange and cold wallets. The exchange overall reserve fell from $10.5 billion to $6.5 billion, representing a $4.3 billion outflow in 48 hours. Next, on February 25, 2025, Bybit announced the partial restoration of service, citing an ongoing internal investigation involving third-party cybersecurity organizations and law enforcement authorities. And the last one, on February 26, 2025, the withdrawal has steadied and the Bybit is attempting to recover stolen assets while improving the security to prevent the repeat attacks. After I presenting the incident description, in this section, I will explain how the attack was technically executed. The entire point began when attackers compromised a developer's workstation that had access to safe wallet. From there, they introduced the intersection vectors specifically. Malicious JavaScript code was injected into the safe wallet's web interface. Once injection, this could use a manipulation technique to intercept transaction confirmation. It then altered the transaction data before showing it to authorized signals. As a result, those signals were deceivable. They unknowingly approved temporal transactions, believing they were legitimate. The final outcome was that funds were silently redirected to wallets controlled by the attackers, and even cold wallet assets were moved without proper authorization. And these attacks demonstrated a highly sophisticated combination of workstation compromise from an injection and social engineering against technical workflow. Next, before the incident occurred, several security measures were already in place to protect the safe wallet system. First, transaction execution required multiple confirmation using a multi-signature system. This was designed to ensure that no single individual could approve a transaction alone. Secondly, most of the funds were stored in cold wallets, which are offline and considered much more secure against remote attacks. In addition, employees access their system using standard authentication, adding another layer of protection. However, the safe wallet attack exposes a critical supply chain vulnerabilities. Attackers did not break the cryptography or breach the cold wallet directory. Instead, they trick user through the interface, showing the even strong system can be undermined by front-end manipulation. The incident highlights the urgent need to enhance verification methods and defend against interface-level attacks. That's all for me, and now I would like to invite my group mates to continue the presentation today. Thank you.
On February 21st, 2025, Bybit experienced the critical security breach that exposed deep vulnerabilities across the organization. These accidents were wide-ranging consequences, technically, financially, reputationally, and operationally. Today, we will walk through each impact area to understand the full scope for the damage and the lessons that followed. The attacker exploited the vulnerabilities in the transaction validation system. injecting the malicious JavaScript into the safe wallet interface. This gave them access to closed wallet private key. Unauthorized transactions were approved, and sensitive wallet data was exfiltrated. This was just a breach. This was a structural compromise. The direct hit, $1.5 billion stolen, including 401,000 ETH, a record-breaking loss. Indirect costs for lower fast, regulatory investigation, legal risks, customer reimbursements, and emergency cybersecurity investment. The breach-dominated headlines will shock user confidence. 350,000 plus customers will initiate will drop. The platform trust and trading volume will drop hard. Encrypted trust is the currency, and Bybit is lost a lot for it. The response effort will cut over a resource shift for forensics, audits, and breach containment. Project post development pros, the support system was overwhelmed. The security upgrade to cloud priority everything else. Now I want to pass next subject to our next member.
Hello, sir. My name is Swasiji and my student ID is 122120824 And now I'm going to continue my presentation about the root cause analysis of the Bybit. Next, I'm going to talk about which is security control gaps and vulnerabilities of Bybit. The first one, which is authentication protocol weakness. Bybit is lack of multi-factor authentication, which is MFA, enable attackers to misuse stolen credentials. The second one is outdated security infrastructure. Bybit inadequate antivirus software fail to detect or block malicious email attachments, and it has no advanced threat detection for injected JavaScript code in wallet interface. And the last one, which is insufficient automate monitoring. Bybit has over-reliance on manual log review, delay detection, and has no real-time anomaly detection in transaction validation system. Next, which is human factors and organizational issues. The first one, which is employee awareness deficiencies. It is lack of regular cybersecurity training programs and employees vulnerable to phishing attack due to limited awareness. The second one, which is organizational oversight, is inadequate enforcement of security best practice and insufficient periodic security drills or simulate attack scenarios. And the last I'm going to talk about, which is ineffective tools, policies, or procedures. The first one is the incident response shortcomings. Is delay response due to manual and reactive incident management, and is absence of well-defined escalation protocols. The second one, which is policy gaps, is lack of strict access control policies for sensitive system and weak internal audit mechanism fail to identify vulnerabilities proactively. And the last one, which is two limitations, is in a quote investment in modern security solutions such as SIEM, EDR, and XDR. That's all for my presentation. And next, I'm going to invite my teammate, which is Jerry Zakiri, to continue the presentation.
My name is Jerry Xiaokit and student ID 12212208916. And thank you for Mr. Soshijie. I will continue with the recommendation plan. The first one, recommended security control and tools, is the multi-factor authentication, MFA. And about the implementation timeline and resource requirement, enforce MFA across all administrative and developer account utilizing top-based authenticator or hardware token, for example, YubiKey. It need 4 weeks and 60,000 annually for licensing and hardware procurement. And for the technical specification and justification, the hacker store a developer login and add malicious code to the safe wallet. Using an FA could have stopped this attack. And the second recommended security control and tools is the secure code deployment practice. And about the implementation timeline and resource requirement, enforce sub-resource integrity (SRC) for all JavaScript files to detect unauthorized modification. Init 8 week and 80,000 for implementation and training. And about the technical specification and justification, HackerChain's safe wallet got to steal fund. Coding, sinning, and SRC security check can block those attacks by ensuring only trust code run. And the last one, recommendation security control and tools, is the hardware security module, HSMs, for key management. The implementation timeline and resource requirement is mid-read private key storage to HSM, ensuring that keys are stored in temporary system hardware. It needs 12 weeks and 200,000 for procurement and integration. About the technical specification and justification, the attacker did not steal private key, but better key protection prevent future hack. For conclusion, the Bybit breach of February 2025 marked one of the most significant cryptocurrency security incident in history, exploit both technical and organizational vulnerability in safeguarding digital assets. And this is all of our presentation. Thank you.